We are Seihua Festa. So today we're going to be doing basic Lushootseed conversations. There is such a thing called cheat sheets for those individuals who want to print this out on Teams. Yeah, Microsoft Teams. And then it's also on Flipgrid. I'll post every conversation we have on Flipgrid. Well, I'll try. So again, there's no direct correlation between English and Lushootseed. There is no yes, right? These are as close as to proximities as we can get to them. And as you can tell that these are a different code. Each of these things represent something that goes on in it while you're speaking. Yeah. All right. Better? All right. Let me try to get out of your way. So there are some correlations. I mean, there is a yes and there is a no. But they're not all there, and it's not all one for one. There's no English doesn't get very descriptive on what it wants for you to do. So in Lushootseed, there are 3 different ways of saying 3 ways to saying something with a different perspective. And then there's only one way to say it in English, right? And I'm gonna do a little bit of linguistics here, so I'm sorry about this. So we type out he, right? Hit, right? Him. So we look at this, right? And we see he hit him, right?
He hit him.
Yeah. So when we're looking at this, unless we put more information out there in English, we can't come to the conclusion on what the person is talking about. Now, what I'm saying about that is that if we over enunciate him, right? He hit him in this part, where we would be saying in this case is that he, whoever he was, managed to hit him for all of people, right? So again, this is where if you accent a word like hit, right? So if you accent hit, he hit him, right? He hit him. And this thing is so that something accidentally fell and it hit him, right? Bam. Wasn't done intentionally, or was done intentionally but didn't have control of it, or something of that nature, right? Or you know,
all about the hit.
Yeah, it was all about the hit. Or we enunciate the he hit him. He who never hits hit him, right? Or he, for all people, hit this guy, right? So again, but in Lushootseed, we do have a way to control this information on which information we're going to put out first. And depending on the word order,
That's real helpful.
and depending on the word order, the words come out differently. So you need to make sure that some of this we, what, does, us, hi, do, for I don't understand is written in this format or said in this format. You don't actually have to write it. I'd rather you to start trying to use it than try to write it. So go ahead and say, "Hui quadis haidu."
What is hiding?
Wait, what's this hide?
Wait, what's this hiding?
So don't even look at it.
Wait, what's this hide?
"Hui quadis haidu."
What's this hiding?
I don't understand,
What's this hiding?
right? So in this part that we're doing here, and this helps out because these are useful conversation phrases, but you also can swap out information. So anytime you see a chud word, now I use quotations here because I use chud, right? This one. Chud means me, but there are also other words that go with chud. So there's chud, chuff, chuff, chulup, and flee. So as you can tell, there are two ways to say you folks. And this part also has to deal with the he hit him, right? What context are we taking this out of? Flee, if you look up in the dictionary, it will just say you folks. But you look through the dictionary side of the Lushootseed side, you'll see flee inputted with more of commands, right? You folks grab the canoe, right? Flee uquafid ti kelkbead, right? You folks grab that canoe, right? So again, it's not like really of a command thing. It's more like requesting, you folks, can you guys please help out and grab the canoe? Chulup. If you look in the dictionary, it'll also say you folks, but when you look in the Lushootseed side, where you will see chulup found more prominently is during addressing audiences or more of a formal speech to where you are asking aid without saying, hey, you just go grab that, right? So anytime you see a chud words can get replaced with the item that you want. So quaquats, flee, oh, will you folks help me? Right? And that's this part down here. Again, you don't actually have to memorize or write or see all of this information. It's just easier to see it first so I can understand it on how this stuff works. So anytime you see a chud word like whole cha, right? You could say whole chalup, right? If it's a big group that you're saying kind of you're welcome to, but it's not, them. It would be all of them. Like if you brought out a big old huge deer and threw it on the floor and they all said thank you, and everybody got up and said thank you. And instead of trying to get that big old huge old thing, you just say whole chalup, right? You folks, it was nothing, right? Instead of you, right? For your welcome. All right. So any questions with the chud words in replacing chud words? Awesome. So again, like, comment, subscribe, say something in the chat box or whatever, send me a message, and then we can talk more about the chud words if you want. Again, these are just useful conversations. Our I's are double E's are double A's. So I's equal to E's or to A's. All right, either one. Come on. Dude, I need one of the one with dongle thingies that can just stay put. So I's are two E's, E, A, and again, theory, personal theory. If you go back to our introduction for canoe journey introduction, how guys said A and female said O. If you cross-reference that with the other word that says oo, o, right? So oo can either be a U or an O, right? E, A, oo, O. A would be masculine. O was feminine. And you could also flop this around and look at it again, theory, not practical, but in theory, the ooh, female, right? Oob, right? Either one of those are fine to say, but in theory, again, my personal theory, I'll have to listen to some other more other people speaking. It might not hold weight at all, but this is just interesting to think about. All right, I digress. Wait. So in American Sign Language, because we are using American linguistics here, wait is this. Wait. A. Wait. Right? Sa. So if you can hear me, when I say wait, I'm not saying both E's. I'm only saying one E. Wait. And that's what the glottal stop does. And this is the glottal stop at the end. Wait. You don't have to do that with when it's in front, right? When it's in front, it kind of acts as a placeholder for a different part where it can get stuck in the middle or beginning or the end of different sentences or words to complete a different word. So linguistical stuff, that's just leave it alone. Sa. So again, it's at the end. So instead of saying a whole ah, like instead of saying a whole ah, you go sa, 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 instead of saw, right? It's not a saw, right? No saw about it. Sa, sa. So no W at the end. Sa. Sob. Again, I call this one a running man. It's not the technical name. I think it was Bardlanda, right? Yep. Glottalized Bardlanda is his technical name, but I call it the running man. And that one, if you put your teethers, all right, let's get your teethers, chompers, and then there's your mouth there, goes back down to your throat, your tongue goes right here. So that's your tongue, right? Ah. So the air goes out this way. So air. Oob. Completely fine to say it that way too. So your other chompers are down here, and this kind of goes down. This is your esophagus, and it goes down there. So again, I am the best drawer in the world, right? Okay, so that's how you would say that one. Ob.
O,
Mhm. Now, if you see the next one, it's not a T. So if you can see a T right here, see it's T. It doesn't look like that, right? It's called a barred L, so it's not its technical name. A barred L is also, you'll see it written this way, right? Kind of. You'll also see them written this way, or you'll also see them written that way ish. They all have different outcomes as far as who's writing it. So if I'm writing it, it's going to be this way. But if the computer's doing it, it looks this way. So that one, just like the la, but instead of going right, you just keep going with the air. Hot. Hot. So again, ha, ha, hot. So hot. So cut down that extra W there. Ah. So pretty much what you're doing is cutting A in half. Ha. That's because of this glottal stop, right? Ha.
ha,
Ha. All right. Sweeter deal. That means good or fine, right? And we already did wait, what us high do. Wait, what us high do.
What does I do?
Wait, what does high do?
quick, what does I do?
But lead.
But really,
Okay, I do want to hear this more from all of my students, especially if I go really fast. You can tell me but lead, and I will stop and repeat it, right? This is what did you say? Repeat that, right? But lead.
really,
This by itself can get me to repeat myself a lot, and I will be happy to do so. But lead. So again, instead of it's but lead.
really,
But lead.
but really.
All right, now for the chud words. So chuff,
Chuff,
chud,
chud,
chush,
chush,
chullup,
chullup,
chullup, lee.
see,
Chuff, chud, chullup, lee. Chush.
chuff, chuff, chud, chush, chullup, see.
5 chud words. Chuff, chud, chush, chullup, and lee.
Chuff, chud, chush, chullup, see.
And throughout these quarter, definitely you're going to want to learn this. So if you want to stop, record, rewind, replay this part particularly over and over and over again, do so. These next ones will kind of be helpful throughout the quarter, but not really. I do want to mention that some of these we probably won't use in class, but if you do try to use them at home, by all means, that's great. Ab, Yid, Chud, T, pencil. Oh.
Ye, chud, tea, pencil. Oh.
So again, I love the fact that you guys want to stay in the language 110% of the time. But if you don't know it off the top of your head and you want to just speak it, because that's what I want you to do, go ahead and put English here. English is fine to be spoken here. We are not in the domain area, so we can speak English. So English can get put there, right? Any of these. Pencil is Hal Yid. Ab Yid Ched Ti Hal Yid O. All right, will you hand me the pencil? But again, please use the language rather than try to, if you're having problems, just go ahead and put the English in there. All right, so this one, more angled towards the user grabbing it, but if you get your children to start speaking to you in the language, or you get your significant other to speak in the language, they would say chop instead of chud. And that's where we would want to switch out the chud word for you. What did chop tea pencil, right? You grab the pencil, you take the pencil. Quadada chud tea blank.
Quadada, chanti, blank.
Quadada chud tea quoted. You grab the towel or washcloth.
Quadada, chanti, kubi.
Hey. You grab the coffee.
Hey.
All right, would you help me please? So in this instance, you probably wouldn't want to switch out the chop, because chop is would you help me, right? In this instance, guac ots chop o is asking for assistance, right? So chop, you could say chalup or hli for if you're asking other people, but in this instance, the only one I would switch it to would be hli, right? Hli. The Bart L. Or man, L. It's the L thingy. With quaquats hli-o. Would you folks help me? With quaquats chuff-o. Would you help me? Hey. Okay, and then after they help you, of course, we're going to want to say thank you. Now, I do want to point out that there is a bunch of ways to say thank you. And in one of these ways, thanks to somebody's research notes, say dot. We have plethora of ways of saying thank you. So tiwich, tigweed, chud, daha dubj, hila dobs chuff, tsach alida, tiwich chud, tigwi chud, quadid, chi, da. So da would be for a gift of food or drink. So if you gave me a Red Bull, definitely would say da.
Short and born of Dafa Dude, right?
Yep, daha doobj. Hoi cha hali doob sha. Thank you for the only said when receiving food or drink. Again, this could be a separate class on its own. There is a bunch of ways to say thank you. But because tea seed, this is the one I normally do because it is a general all-purpose thank you for a singular person.
Oh, that was the person who gave the word. I'd have to look at the dictionary to see what that represents.
Again, this is what I use.
I was just taking as many notes, so in case anybody wanted to look it up.
Mommy turned off.
There it is.
And here are all the other people that did that, that donated to the thank yous.
It's a Snohomish speaker. Northern Lushootseed.
But because we want to be as quick and simple as we can without bogging us down and a bunch of language stuff, we are going to use he, skol, and he, shaba, right? He, skol for females, thinking females. It could be female thinking another female, or male thinking a female. But you do not want to cross them because if you're picking on the other person, if it's a dude and you say he's cool, then you're going to pretty much call him the girly man, right? And when you're trying to say thank you, it's not a good idea to do that. So that's where I go. You know, tea seed is an all-purpose one where I don't have to remember feminine and masculine. I could just say tea seed, right? And you know, again, my personal aspect of this doesn't have to be your point of view. Whole cha, right? You're welcome. Now, this does not equal you're welcome, by the way. What this equals is to it was nothing, or forget about it. Forget about it, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. 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 All right. Yeah, it does not equal you're welcome, but we make it equal you're welcome. It's forced to be you're welcome. Because we have to adapt to the times, and we needed to put something there. Just like chasib chuff, right? Chasib chuff really means you sneezed. It doesn't mean bless you, but we put the word in there for bless you, right? But the littler definition is you sneezed, chasib. is the act of sneezing. Chuff is you.
Am I going faster or slower?
All right.
Faster.
I definitely probably should put that on there too. Stop T, right? What is this?
Faster.
Stop T or stop teeth. So again, in Lushootseed, but depending on northern or southern dialect, you can drop out the glottal stop. So it would be stop teeth or stop te. Right? Again, however you're gonna say it, is you're gonna say it. Well, I'm not gonna argue with however you're gonna say it. Bachesh chud tea. So this is, I put down the sticker, a bachesh chud tea sticker. Right? I put it down. Now that is different than hubbed. Hubbed is where you just throw down. This is completely different. So bachesh chud tea. So there is a difference. You put it next to the, again, I switched out the chud word to where I put it next to the, right? Bachish chud cheat all to coffee pot, right? I put it next to the coffee pot, right? Or bachish cha cheat all to coffee pot. You put it next to the coffee pot, right? Because we're gonna use coffee. Yep, coffee's the thing now. All te koopy, all tootie. The coffee is over there. Just because we're gonna use coffee now. All right. Koopy, or all tia koopy. Again, northern Lushootseed people, we would use the all tia. Right? The tia is definitely a northern Lushootseed. Southern Lushootseed, just go ahead and cross that part out. You guys don't use the tia. You guys just say all tea, koopy, right? The coffee's right here, right? Yeah, all tia koopy. All tia koopy. All tea koopy. Right? Sweeter deal. All 2D koopy. Coffee's over there. All 2D koopy. Right? However you say it. All tea koopy, all tia. Right? The coffee is right here. Chad Kui Koopy. Where is the coffee? Hopefully you don't lose the coffee. But if you're in a strange place, you know what? You better learn how to say that one. Chad Kui Koopy. Where's the coffee? All right. So see this thing where I did this. This was me trying to be fancy. There is a NL, which stands for Northern Lushootseed, and an SL, which is a Southern Lushootseed. Northern Lushootseed, Eschal quad suit. Now, again, if it is said in these parentheses here, because I know I did it here, if it is in these, you just drop that, right? Eschal quad suit. So quad, like the four-wheel thingies, suit, like somebody's suit, right? Eschal quad suit, Eschade quad suit. All right, so you're going to remember this part. Qui, state of not knowing. This little thing right here that says qui is a really long sentence on by itself. State of not knowing. Odd, because you're odd. Ha, 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 ha. It's your suit, right? Say.
A snake. I see that.
Us,
Us.
current state of being. Now, depending on the challenge, whether if you're northern or southern Lushootseed, yeah, it's kind of like how, right? Kind of. So, current state of being, how, state of not knowing, you're saying, right? All of that in English is a really, really long sentence, but it's very specific, right? You want to get to know what they're saying or what was said. Very descriptive language. And then, of course, E, D, what? Edie, what? What did you say? Edie, what? Right? Again, personally, my favorite word, right? Edie, what? All right, and that ends our Lushootseed lesson for the day. Comments, concerns, questions? Like, comment, subscribe, do the thing when ring the bell with the whoop-de-doos. Oi.
Boy.
Oi.